There's a lot of guns being stolen in America every year, and every time it's millions and millions and millions of guns being stolen from people every single year. And oftentimes we see a lot of anti-Second Amendment effort going towards people like me going to be able to go to a store and buy a gun, when the reality is if I was a criminal, I don't need to go to the store and get a gun. I can just steal a gun, or I can buy a stolen gun. There's so many of them. And it's so easy to do because there's so many people doing a lot of stupid behavior out there when it comes to gun ownership. And I'm going to use the word stupid. I questioned it quite a bit when I made the title and when I started to do this video. Should you use the word stupid? And I decided yes, because being a gun owner means you have to be a very wise, responsible person with that firearm. And doing these things, it's stupid, it's ignorant. And to be quite honest, I'm guilty of some of them, and I'm human, I'm flawed, so I feel a little more comfortable using the word because I'm guilty of some of this stuff. Now, I don't do any of this stuff now, but I have done it in the past, not really thinking, actually, this is making it worse. This behavior I have is actually putting me significantly more at risk of not just having my gun stolen, but being a target, like somebody picking me out. Hey, I'm gonna go rob that guy because he clearly has some guns that are easy to get a hold of. So we're gonna take a look at this list of 5 of them. This isn't like a top 5 list. This is just this happens to be 5 of these things. And we're gonna talk about them as we keep going. All right. I strongly believe that you should always have a gun on you or in a safe. So having a safe is very significant. Unless you only have one gun and it's always on you, like you take a shower with it, you sleep with it, like you need a safe. If you only have one gun, you need a safe. You need a safe. And not just having a safe, because a friend of mine's house got robbed. He had a big safe. And I thought, well, it's a good thing you had that safe. He said, no, they took the safe too. So what you need to do is you need to take your safe and you need to bolt to the foundation of the house or in a corner where it's bolted to one of the structural studs of the floor and then bolted to a structural stud in the wall and then bolted to an additional structural stud in the wall in the other corner. And that way they can't get it out of your house. Definitely have your safe structurally, very structurally supported to that foundation to where it's a big deal to get that thing out of there. And then leave all your guns in there. If they're not on, you put them in there, lock it up. Don't leave the key in it because it's easy to get to that way. Don't leave it uncoded because it's easier to get to that way. Leave it locked up, leave it structurally bolted to your house significantly. You do that, they're not gonna get your guns. All right, number 2, open carrying and not guarding your right, left, and rear. Like, I don't open carry for that reason. I'm a proud gun carrier. I'm not like against open carrying. For like when I see people open carrying, I'm like, oh, look at them carrying a gun. Like that, it has nothing to do with that. What it has to do with is I just don't want to make myself a target. Just YouTube videos of people having their guns stolen from them out of their holster. You just sit there and watch it for hours and hours of people just standing in a store waiting in line and the guy behind him. You can't watch all your angles all the time. And if you're gonna open carry, make sure you're guarding those sides. I spent a lot of time in New York City and I can't get over it, man. When I walk down the street, I will definitely turn around as I walk and do a full 360 as I continue to walk. And I do that 2-3 times a block because I always want to know what's coming up behind me. And I'm not open carrying. Like if I was open carrying, I think I'd just be doing circles as I walk down the street. So I'm not gonna open carry for that reason. But the other piece is a high retention holder. Regardless of how you're carrying, you need a high retention holster. So, really the stupid way to have your gun stolen is to be open carrying with a low retention holster and not pay attention to what's around you. And for me, that's all just too much worry to be focused on when I really need to be focused on the people around me, not securing my firearm. My firearm should just be secure and hidden, in my humble opinion. But it happens. Again, YouTube, it's very common. Number 3, this is the dumbest of them all, is putting stickers on your car, talking about all your guns, like I've seen the family of guns where like you got an AK daddy and an AR mama and a little Glock kids, or protected by Smith & Wesson, or, just you put all this bragging about you owning guns on your car. And what gun thieves do is they go to places where they know you can't bring your gun in, like arenas, sporting events, any sort of concert, anything where people are parked for an event. They're driving up and down the aisles looking specifically for those stickers. Best case scenario, your car gets broken into, your windows are destroyed, and whatever is in there is stolen. Worst case scenario, all that plus your guns. It's foolish. You shouldn't be leaving your guns in your car anyway. It's the number one way guns are stolen right now in America. Most guns in this country are stolen out of cars. Now, what can you do about it? Because I know there's times you can't bring your gun in. I would say at the very least, don't have the stupid stickers on your car and lock it in your glove box. But there's all sorts of safes you can buy where you can mount it to the structure of the vehicle and put it in there, just like a tiny version of your house. That's the best way to do it. Of course, that safe be somewhere secured like a trunk. I also had a car where the trunk was disconnected, the release. So the only way you're getting in that trunk is with a key. Like there's ways you can secure it. But the sticker thing is just making you a target. If you take the stickers off, there's a high likelihood you're not going to get broken into in the first place. All right, number 4, kind of like the stickers, but this one I'm guilty of, which is having hunting stuff in your car. And I'd throw some stickers there too, because like you have like little deer horn stickers and stuff people put on their cars, like because that kind of people think, well, they're hunters, they might have a gun in their car. If they're driving up and down the aisles looking for a car and they haven't come across one, seeing a guy with a blaze orange hat in his back window with some deer horns on the hood of his car would be a pretty good choice. That'd be a pretty good choice. Or the deer horn stickers on there. Like it'd be a pretty good choice. I probably in this moment outside have some blaze orange vests or something. I definitely got some camouflage coats and stuff like that in there. And the idea is just don't have that in there. Take all that stuff out. This is one I honestly had not thought about. I've heard a bit about this more recently, and I thought, well, man, as I made this video, I got to get my own camouflage and blaze orange out of my car. So, keeping that hunting stuff out of sight. Definitely don't advertise you're a hunter. Don't be like little deer hunter stickers. Take them off your car. Don't have them there, because when they can't come across a protected by Glock sticker, they're picking the hunters next. I can promise you, and that makes you a target. And then plug in all the same things that I just said about the other stickers with the safe in the car, locking, securing your trunk, that sort of thing. All right, and now this last one is one that I also have been guilty of in the past. I am not anymore, but it's having stickers on your house. Having something that says, protected by Smith & Wesson. I understand the point behind it. I fully do. It's to make somebody second guess themselves. Hey, should I break into this house or that house? Well, they have a gun. I don't want to get shot. Maybe I pick this other target because it's a softer target. But if they're looking for guns, that's the house they're going to pick. Guns are a good target. When somebody's digging through a house, you got things like cash, jewelry, and guns. Those are the big ones. Electronics aren't so much anymore, to be honest, because most people just have throwaway TVs and little plug-in Bluetooth speakers. You know, that's not really a piece that people are after much anymore. It's mostly cash, jewelry, and guns. So you wouldn't put a diamond necklace on your front door saying, you know, protected by Zales or something, protected by Tiffany's. And I obviously, that defeats the purpose of scaring somebody, but you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't let somebody know you have diamond necklaces in your house, and you shouldn't let people know you have guns in your house either. The only way they should know you have guns is when they're looking at the wrong end of it, because they broke into the wrong house. So there you go, man. Keep your guns safe and secure. If it's not on you, have it locked in a safe. Any thoughts or insight on any of this, especially any insights you might have, definitely put that below. I do want to take a moment and say most people watch this channel, hey, they're not subscribers. Click that subscribe button. It greatly increases the algorithm and our ability to get these messages out. That link is below. But most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests. Don't ever, ever hesitate to send that stuff in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.